So what's the true gospel? Because you got so many conflicting reports out there. So many people teaching so many things. Let me share something with you. It made a lot of sense to me. Let's see if it makes sense to you. I'm going to be reading out of Mark chapter 12. Mark chapter 12. And I'll start in verse 28. Here we're going to see the Messiah having a conversation with a religious expert, okay? A religious expert. Something like modern day rabbis or modern day pastors or theologians, all right? So Messiah's about to go heads up with them. Let's see what happens. Verse 28. Then one of the scribes, an expert in Mosaic law, came up and listened to them arguing with one another. And noticing what Jesus answered them well, and asked him, which commandment is first and most important of all? Jesus answered, the first and most important one is, hear, O Israel, the Most High is one God. That's the first point of the gospel. You must believe there's only one true and living God. There are no three gods in one. There's only one God. Point number one. Let's go on to point number 2. Verse 30. And you shall love the Most High with your God, your one and true living God. You must love him with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your life, and with all your mind, thought, and understanding, and with all your strength. Point 2. One God. Point 1. Point 2 is to love God with everything in you. Everything. Your heart and your understanding. Let's move on. The third one, or the third point, is this is a second. You shall unselfishly love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Now, the final point is that if you're truly a part of the Israel of the Most High, you will confess that there's only one God, right? And that you'll be faithful and love him with all your heart, soul, and mind. And finally, if you do those two, you will bear fruit for the kingdom of the Most High. Because you will reflect the character and nature of the true and living God. That's the gospel, friends. It's just that simple. Know that there's only one true and living God, creator of all things. Love him and be faithful to him with all of your life, with everything in you. And if you do those two, then you will bear fruit for your Father in heaven, so he can get the glory and honor he much deserves, and only he deserves. Well, I hope this lesson blessed you, and I just wanted to let you know that that's the true gospel. It's just that simple. Stop believing what pastors and rabbis are saying, what Paul is saying, because Paul's leading you down a slippery slope of, I don't know, Pauline Christianity. Shalom, family. Shalom. May the Most High bless you. Shalom.